This week on Street Rodding American Style, we're heading to Mulvane, Kansas for the grand opening of the Chaotic Customs' brand new location. But as expected, there were plenty of friends and awesome cars. Today we'll look at a 1959 Chevy El Camino, a 1932 Ford Highboy Roadster, a 1954 Buick Century, and a 23 Ford Model T Roadster. These are all coming up next, here on Street Rodding American Style.
Support for Street Rodding American Style is provided in part by BG Products Incorporated. BG Products Incorporated is dedicated to making vehicles last longer and perform better in the meantime. In shops all over the world, BG Products serves the driving public with innovative products and proven programs of automotive maintenance. More information can be found at bgfindashop.com.
They make you look, dream, and sometimes even wish. These are street rods, built or just owned by those who have the same passion. My name is David Wolf, and along with Simon McCormick and Patricia Brown, we travel to admire these passions. These are works of art and are designed with the personality and the ingenuity of the owner in mind. Built in garages, barns, and even under shade trees in communities all across this great land of ours. This is more than just a hobby. This is an addiction. This is Street Rodding American Style. Si, we're going to Mulvane, Kansas because today is the grand opening of Chaotic Customs' brand new location. And what's wrong?
Well, as much as I love street rods,
Right.
and I love those guys over at Chaotic
Yeah.
Customs, I also love my wife.
Yeah?
Today's our anniversary. man.
Okay, I'm seeing where it's going.
I can't hang out with you guys today. I'm gonna hang out with her.
You gotta. She's a beautiful bride. Hang out with Miranda. Have fun. I'll tell you what. Patricia and I will head out to Mulvane, Kansas. We'll see
Okay.
some great cars. We're
Yeah.
gonna take you along with us, and you're gonna have some fun too. What are we looking at here?
59 Chevy El Camino.
In 1959, the average cost of a new car was $2,200. Bonanza debuted on television, and the music died in Clear Lake, Iowa, when the plane carrying Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper crashed during a winter storm.
A 59 El Camino. Very cool, very classic, but not one you find very often. Oh, looking in the back here, you got a nice cover. What prompted you to go with a cover for the back end?
So we travel in it.
So
and
you-
we put all our stuff back there.
So you do a lot of traveling with this?
Oh, yeah.
How far do you travel?
Well, the farthest we went in it, probably Michigan.
Michigan with this.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at that engine and that carburation system. I'm guessing you're not getting that great gas mileage. What do you get?
Oh, the gas mileage, it's stock motor. It's just, I run on 2 carburetors.
Okay.
And it probably gets 16, 15.
So you're running 2 carburetors. So you're running 4 barrels altogether. Oh, you're running
Yeah.
on 4 barrels.
Yeah.
But this has how many carburetors altogether?
It's got 6 carburetors.
So 12 barrels all told on this engine.
12 pack.
Now, do they all kick in at one time?
No, I just, the 2 barrels do, and the others are just blocked off.
So they're dummies. So it's all for looks.
These are dummies.
So the lights are dummies.
Yeah.
You have 4 carburetors on there. They're dummies. But it all runs just on 2.
Yeah, spare parts.
That's great. So now this runs perfectly down the highway. Going to Michigan, you say, other places like that, no
Ohio,
problems.
yeah.
What's kind of-
Arkansas.
What kind of fun stories do you have traveling with this?
Well, the way people react, they don't get it,
So what they don't get?
You're driving an old car down the highway and passing them.
You're passing them. They don't think this could do
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
So what kind of engine's in this?
A 348 Chevy.
348 Chevy.
Yeah. It's like a 409. People know what a 409
Right.
is.
But 348 don't hear that much about.
No.
What are some of the details you have done to this car that people don't really notice that you wish they did notice?
Well, there's no door handles. And
Shape.
a 60 Mercury grill.
Okay.
Got 1-piece California bumpers on
Right.
it. This is off a 60 Cadillac right here.
So this top vent area is all from a Cadillac, but it works perfectly. How did you make that fit?
They got the same windshield.
So it fits perfectly into this thing.
Yeah.
That's great. Did you know that going into it, or you just guess?
No, it was laying on top of a car in the salvage yard, and I laid it over by a Chevy and said,
Have you seen anybody else do that? Very unique. And I think that's what's so fun about street rods is the custom you can do. Your own personality comes out of this. Are you addicted to street rods?
yeah, I like it. big customs, street rods.
So
mowers.
when you took this car, you took the door handles off, you took the emblems off, just to make it as clean as look as profile as possible. Is that always been kind of the style of doing hot rodding and street rodding?
Yep, that's the way, and that's the way it should be.
Is it fun to get behind that dash, that big dash, and
I
go down the
love
highway?
that. You can't even reach the windshield.
You are sitting back,
Yeah.
just cruising down
Yeah.
the road. Well, I'm sure this puppy has a great sound to it. Can you do me a favor? Can I hear this bad boy?
And it's loud.
So when I heard that Ron Myers was going to be here today, I definitely had to arrange a rendezvous. Ron is arguably one of the best pinstripers in America, and I knew I wanted to learn a thing or two about pinstriping. It never hurts to have a side income.
How long have you been doing this now?
1959 is when I go back to.
There you go. So over 50 years.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to like to do this, right? To do it for that long.
Yeah, you can't. It's one of those deals you can't quit.
Right. So
I
it's like
mean,
this is your addiction, pinstriping, right?
Yeah. It's just one of those deals that you're weird. You know what I mean? I mean, you really are. You're weird. You're doing adult graffiti.
There you go. There you
it
go.
is, you know?
I like that analogy.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, you're messing with somebody's $200,000 car,
With the brush, right?
and he's standing there going, "What have I done?"
Well, tell me a little bit about the tools that you use.
Right. Okay. Well, these are striping brushes. They're called sword striping brushes.
All right.
It's made strictly for making long lines.
Okay.
And it's turnable.
Oh, okay.
And these
very
are,
flexible there at the end.
They say Siberian squirrel hair. But,
I've never seen a Siberian squirrel, so
right.
I'll take their word for it.
Well, evidently they've got real long tail hair. So.
Oh, okay.
And the paint that most of the stripers use is a one-shot enamel.
Okay.
Now I have to use urethane too, but that's only if the car is going to be cleared. But this has been around forever, and it's real heavy coverage.
Okay.
So it's literally one stroke.
So you don't keep going back
No.
over it.
It'll cover
It's a
right
one
now,
shot.
and it's
All
real
right.
durable. Then I use for a thinner, I use mineral spirits. You can use turpentine or whatever, but most guys use mineral spirits. 'cause
Okay.
It doesn't hurt anything. If I
Okay.
spill this on your car, it doesn't hurt anything.
All right.
These are, believe it or not, if you make
Like-
a mistake, which is very rare. This is, you get these in the women's cosmetic department, you've probably seen these.
Yes.
But they're perfect for getting a little mistake off, right?
Erasing some things there, yeah. Okay, Ron, your job, if you choose to accept it, is to pass on your stellar pinstriping skills to me. Are you up for
All
that?
right, we'll give it a try.
Okay, let's do it.
Who says you have to spend a lot of hard-earned cash for a good paint job? Not LP. Find out where he gets his paint for this 32 Highboy, next on Street Rodding American Style.
LP, describe to me, what am I looking at?
This is a 1932 Ford Highboy Roadster.
In 1932, a loaf of bread could be purchased for 7 cents. At the box office, the big hit was Tarzan, and in music, it was All of Me by Louis Armstrong.
Now, what is the definition of a highboy?
Highboy, that means the frame sets on the body sets on top of the frame.
So no channeling going
No
on here.
channeling, no channeling.
And I love the highboy effect. I
Yeah.
mean, I just think it's so cool, especially with open fenders. Drawbacks to open fenders, any or not?
You gotta have the open fenders.
Why?
Yeah. That's just what you like,
Yeah.
Some of them like fenders, some don't. It's just a personal choice.
So now, open fenders, chop top. And when I say chop, I'm talking extreme
Yes.
chop.
This is actually a kit.
Okay.
Yeah, you buy the windshield and
Right.
the top. Very expensive. This is $4,000, top and windshield.
Just for the top.
Yeah, and the windshield.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's even got a little curve to it.
See, now I love the curve on that
Yeah.
too, and I love the rake on the windshield going on that. Any drawbacks going down the road? Try to look out that windshield.
It's just a little hard to get used to, but once you do, it's fine.
You judge your stoplights now a little better?
Oh yeah, you get ready for it.
Yeah, you gotta know, okay, I
Yeah.
can't go any farther than this.
Yeah, because
So-
you need to see the stoplights. You got to
Right.
look up underneath it.
What about engine-wise? What's
Yeah.
in this?
It's a crate motor, 302 Ford.
Okay, because of the fact that it's a kit car, you had to get an engine somewhere.
Yeah.
Crate motor. And what size was it?
302.
302.
Yeah, this is actually Ford in a Ford. A lot of them like to put Chevys.
Right.
This
You went
was
Ford all the way through.
Ford all the way.
And that's what makes it sweet.
Yes.
Now you got the Ford engine. Transmission's what?
Summit, Street Fighter.
Okay.
Right out of the catalog.
Okay, right on the catalog with that. Going back to the rear end, what do you
Yeah.
finish up there?
8-inch Ford.
8-inch Ford. So why not the 9-inch?
The person that I bought the car put the 8-inch. This is a very light car. Doesn't need a 9-inch.
Okay, now you bought
Very
this
durable.
pretty much already done,
Just done.
but
Yes.
you did add the paint, didn't you?
Yes, I did the flames. This is my personal touch here.
I love the flames. So the one thing I did notice, that I don't know if very many people noticed, is the shadow you did.
Yeah.
How hard is that to do the shadow?
It just takes a little extra time to the masking part of it. It's called
Right.
a crossover and gives a little more three-dimensional effect.
It's very subtle,
Yeah.
but very,
Yeah.
very distinctive. Now the paint job also.
Yeah.
What do you call this?
It's just Rat Rod Black,
Rat Rod Black.
but it's actually John Deere implement paint.
John Deere. Okay.
Yes.
So the implement paint is old school then, and it was a lot easier to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Cheaper.
Cheap, $40 a gallon.
Oh, so you can't beat that, and it looks sweet as can be on this.
Yes,
and
it does.
especially the rims, the chrome sticks out a little more. The chrome is so subtle, especially on the
Yes.
again on the rims, very subtle on the chrome.
Yes.
Is it right smooth or is it tough?
Oh, it's smooth.
It's stiff.
It's
not.
smooth.
It's not stiff.
It's a little stiff, but still, you can go anywhere in the United States in this car.
Do you travel a lot with it?
Yes, I have. Yeah, and that's what's neat about these old cars is you fix them and just go out and drive them, have
Oh,
a good
yeah.
time, and clean the bugs off of them, and do it again.
LP.
Yes, sir.
Great car. Can we hear
Yeah.
this bad boy?
Oh, you bet.
Okay, Ron, show me how we get started
All
here.
right, very important part about striping is loading the brush.
Okay.
You want it to be the consistency, the paint, the consistency of heavy cream.
Okay, heavy cream.
The reason is if you get it too thin, the brush will try to skip off.
All right.
If you get it too thick, it'll stick.
Okay, clump. So we
That's
want.
why I do this. This is wrong.
Okay, this looks messy to me.
Don't do this.
Don't do
young
it.
guys don't do this.
Okay.
All right, and since you're right-handed,
Yes.
you always start on the left side. You're gonna go down the middle.
Now, how do I keep my hand steady? I'm a little worried about
You
this.
want to put this hand on the material.
Okay.
All right. Now you got.
All right.
It won't move on you.
Okay.
Now, get up here and put
All right.
this. Put very
gosh.
gently.
All the way down?
Yeah. Now just bring it back. Nice stroke. And you can see. You see how the paint actually grabs the surface and holds the brush still.
All right, now if I make a mistake, what do I do? Is there some whiteout or something that I can use?
No.
No whiteout?
You've got about 3 hours with enamel to wipe it off.
So you just wipe it off.
Everybody gets all excited about, well, what? He's going to screw up my car.
Yeah.
And I can't get it off. Well, you can get it off.
So how long does it take to master this? Am I going to get this today?
No.
No, not today.
No, but there's no time limit, and nobody has the same skill sets, and you
Okay.
just don't want to run out there and stripe your dad's car.
Okay, so when I'm ready to start on my first project, I don't start with my own car. I go grab my neighbor's car first. Is that right?
The way I did it, I went to a salvage yard and got an old car hood.
Uh-huh.
Now you don't have to do a straight line. Just put it down and just play with it. Just-
Okay, do a curve.
And
Oh, my
speed
goodness.
is your friend. Just
Speed is my
don't,
friend.
Don't
Stay
try
on
to
the-
do it real
stay on the
slow.
tip, right?
Yeah. Now, all right. Now you can work off of that. Just get
Okay.
you a little bit more thinner.
Thinner on it?
It's in
Right.
a tip.
It's on the tip. Okay, and then a little bit of here.
That's palating. All right. That's now wiping here.
Okay.
You want that very tip to be real like a knife.
Okay.
All right, now just
Do I go
build
back
off
over?
that. Yeah, just
Go
build
back-
off. Just
build
make a
off of
design.
it? All
You know,
right.
just you see how the brush will work for you? Look at that.
that was
line,
much
that line
better.
is perfect. The consistency.
I'm ready, right?
That's right. There you go. These guys got cars out there. Go get them.
Okay, who's up?
If you like big cars, then you will love Don's 54 Buick. It's clean, it's red, and it's next on Street Rotting American Style.
Don, what are we looking at here?
1954 Buick Century.
In 1954, a movie ticket would cost you 70 cents. The words "Under God" were added to the Pledge of Allegiance, and car companies Nash and Hudson merged to form American Motors.
Why would you go with a Buick?
Well, I just like big cars.
And you got a big car.
I had a 59 Oldsmobile before this. It was,
Did you really?
It was bigger than this, so longer than this.
So why did you go for the Oldsmobile to the Buick?
I was looking for a 59 Pontiac, and I found a 59 Oldsmobile.
And now you got a Buick.
Now I got a Buick.
I think what caught my attention when I first came in was the color. The red always is vibrant, it sticks out, and grabs people's attention. Why'd you go red?
Well, I'm a Nebraska Cornhusker.
Ah, there you go.
All the way, and I'll just bleed red and everything, and bleed Nebraska. And this is Viper red, about as close as I could find.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Now I also saw the rat fink underneath the hood and it had the N on it,
Yep.
so I figured that was probably the case. Nebraska
That's
all the
right.
way Cornhuskers.
I didn't want to really get too, in your face with
Yeah.
it, but I wanted it on there.
It was subtle.
Yeah.
Until you open the hood.
Yeah.
And you got rat
Yeah,
fink
that's right
put in your
there,
face
but-
there. What about the engine? What's under the hood?
It's a 63 Riviera 401.
So you're still keeping the Buick line?
But I didn't want to put a small block Chevy in a Buick.
Oh no! Yeah, it's kind of.
and I would have been
enough.
I would have been a lot cheaper to do that. Let me tell you.
Right. Okay, can I ask you, how much money do you think you have in the car right now?
I tell everybody I don't know. I've never added up the receipts, and someday when I'm in a nursing home, when I want something to do on a cold day or something, I'm going to say, Joanne, get the receipts. Let's add them up, and then I'll probably have a heart attack and be over.
And then Joanne is going to say, you spent how much?
That's right. That's right.
I love the car. I love the interior. As I'm looking at the interior, what's so fun to grab my attention was two things. First, you have an old rotary phone in there. Why?
Well, in the old car magazines in the 50s and 60s, a lot of guys put those in there. None of them ever worked for anybody, but they were just show.
This show.
And I found one in an antique store, and I
Yep.
thought that'll work in there.
Do you ever find yourself going down the road trying to call
No,
somebody with it?
no.
Okay, so it's all for looks.
This looks.
And also the shifter. That is very cool.
Yeah.
Very tall. Again, if I want to stretch it, it almost has that rat fink look to
Well,
it.
I kind of wanted that old school look, and I've got several different handles I can put on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got a Nebraska one I can put on there. And
I'm noticing how low it is, Don. Do you have air ride on this?
Yes,
or?
sir.
Okay, how low can you go on this?
this is about it.
So you can almost bottom it
Yeah,
out.
I can set it clear down on the ground, on the frame, clear down.
What made you go air ride?
Sometimes I wonder what made me.
Are there drawbacks to that?
Yes.
What are the drawbacks?
Well, we've had a lot of problems with it, and some people don't, but I've had a lot of problems with it.
You get leaking?
No, I don't leak. It's just getting a good ride, and I finally got it to that point, but it's been redone 2 or 3
The
times.
steering wheel, it looks like it's an Impala steering wheel.
It is.
But it's a Buick.
Yeah, well, I wanted a deep look, and I didn't have room enough for an Oldsmobile column because they had to come back another 3 or 4 inches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ron, I'm also looking here, you have side pipes. Are they hooked up?
No, sir.
So these are dummies. Why are they dummies?
Well, one time I had a van with side pipes on them, and my wife got out of the van and scorched the back of her
Oh.
leg on them because they were hot.
Oh, yeah.
And I just said, no, that or a little kid come along
Sure.
and touch them, and so they're not hooked up.
They look great.
Yeah.
Why sacrifice safety for that?
Well,
I mean,
that's
they're
kinda
really
where
cool. Well, can you do me a favor, Don? Can you start this bad boy?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Having brothers is great, especially if you can get them to donate parts to help build your street rod. We have Lynn, his 23 Ford, and his brother's contributions next on Street Rodding American Style.
Lynn, what are we looking at here?
You're looking at a 1923 Ford Model T Roadster.
In 1923, the first issue of Time magazine was published. The cost of a postage stamp, 2 cents. And the average cost of a new car was $400.
A Ford Model T Roadster. I'm looking at this. The only thing I have a semblance to a Ford Model T Roadster is this back end. Is that how you classify it? Is because of the body itself?
Yes, it is.
Because this front end is not a
Right.
Model T Roadster. What's
No.
that from?
That is it's handmade. The hood is handmade, and the nose piece is a Speedway item.
Is it really?
Yes.
Now I love the handmade what you've done on the hood here because it gives that the illusion of a sprint car.
Right.
Matter of fact, it's almost like a sprint car and a roadster combined together.
That's what it is.
Was that the idea?
That was part of the idea, yes.
What was the other idea?
The other idea was T-Roadsters are just T-Roadsters. They all look alike. I wanted one that was a little bit different than the rest of them.
Well, you won on that one because this is completely different. Matter of fact, here's what I thought was fun, and I hope you don't mind me pointing this out, but it's a heel-borne injection, but this does not have fuel injection on it, does it?
It does not.
What does it have for carburation?
It's got a 650 Holley carburetor on it.
How do you have the injectors coming out?
They're just mounted to a plate on the hood there, and also underneath them is an air filter.
Okay, so underneath those, so are these even active at all?
No.
Bringing air in?
No.
So they're just coming in, they're welded onto a plate.
Yep, that's it.
It's all fake.
Right.
But it still gives a great look. You get a lot of people kind of questioning that?
I have people on their knees looking all the time.
So it's nothing to come out of the restaurant and have people on their knees. They're not bowing down to it, they're just curious.
That's it. Yeah, they want to know if it's real. Yeah.
So what's under the hood?
It's a 350 Chevy, crate motor from GM, and you want to hear this story?
I would love to hear the story.
All right. My brother is an architect in Springfield, Missouri. GM came in and put an engine factory in Springfield. They put the building up. When they got done, they decided they want a facade on the front to meet and greet VIPs.
Right.
So my brother designed and built this for them, and as a got it done ahead of schedule, under budget. The engine was a gift to my brother.
They gave him this engine?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
why did he give it to you? Because he loves you?
Because he had no need for it at the moment.
At the moment?
Yeah.
Does he wish he had the engine back?
No, he does not.
Okay.
It so happened that this engine, when it came down the assembly line, they plug them in and run them for like 10 seconds. And
right.
Gauges tell them what it's good, and this engine failed. And so they took it back to their R&D and discovered that it had a broken ring in it. And they bored it 40,000, put some Keith Black racing pistons in it, and a cam in it.
Oh, man.
And so it was a hot rod engine right there.
Okay, so because it was a failed engine, they hopped it up to make it work, and you got it.
Right.
Okay, you're just making me hyperventilate just even thinking about getting that. I'm noticing you got a mismatch on the rims.
Yes.
I have no problem with that because to me that's a true street rod. But what was your purpose of going with the mismatch?
Because I like the front wheels the best. Mm-hmm. And they do not build the rear wheels to match.
Okay.
So that's why they're mismatched.
And the back rims are old school. I mean, those are really old school from the 60s and 70s.
They are.
So I really love the feel.
That's a compliment of my other brother.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's his pickup right there.
So that's why he doesn't have rims on his, they're on yours.
Yeah.
Ah, see, okay. So your other brother doesn't have an engine, he doesn't have rims. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah.
Great gas tank in the back. Was that with the car?
I built that. That is an air compressor tank with the ends cut off and turned around backwards.
Again, ingenuity, artistic work.
Yep.
And this is all artistic.
Yeah.
I just love the color.
Right. I've only had it out and going a year. I've had my first rain experience about 2 weeks ago in it, and I discovered that when you're in the rainstorm, the wind goes over the top, and you don't get wet in here until you slow down under 40 miles an hour, and then the front wheels kick water right straight up, and it's locked, then you get it. So if you don't have to stop or go through a little town, you're fine. As long as you're running down the road, it's great.
So when you said your first rain experience, it was an experience.
Yes, it was.
Well, Lloyd, can you do me a favor? Yeah. Can we hear this bad boy?
Okay, yep, we can fire it up.
Today is a grand opening, new location, Chaotic Custom, and we're here with Jade and Chris. Chris, this is your operation here. How long have you been going on this?
We've been doing this for 9 years, and so we got this back at the end of March, so we've been here for 5 weeks.
5 weeks. Why did you have to go to a bigger location?
Our client base just kept getting bigger and bigger, and the more equipment that we got to build the cars, we just needed more space. You start blowing a car apart, and it takes up a lot of room.
Now, Jade is your daughter, right?
Yep.
So, Jade, how involved are you here?
I work with Mom in the store and with the office stuff. I help do payroll for the employees, help sort receipts, and do a lot of the office stuff. And then I come in at the end of a job, do the final assembly, help polish it, clean it, do the interior, clean the interior, and make it look all nice and shiny and keep the customers happy.
And you are keeping the customers happy?
I tried my hardest.
I think by the work you're getting out here, it's showing that you are keeping these customers happy. You're coming out with some great ideas with these cars. Guys, this is a great place, Chaotic Custom. If you're ever in Mulvane, you gotta check these guys out. This is some awesome stuff.
Okay, but hold on just a second. I was so pumped today about what Ron taught me, I couldn't wait to call my husband and brag a little. Well, okay, a lot. I'm excited to get home and try out my new skills. Okay, honey, pull out the GTO. I've got some ideas.
Well, Patricia, Cy had to back out, but I think we had some fun at Chaotic Customs.
I loved it.
Oh, it was awesome. Matter of fact, I saw some awesome cars, starting with Hub's 59 El Camino. He fooled me with his carb setup.
He did.
I really thought it was running a 12-pack. Then LP's High Boy. Who knew that tractor paint could look so good on a street rod?
Yeah.
I also saw Don's 54 Beast of a Buick, and of course, since he was a Nebraska fan, it had to be red. Yes. And then I was fooled again, but this time it was by Lynn's 23 Model T. It looked like a Hillborn injection setup.
That was crazy. All right, David, while you were outside playing around, I was inside perfecting my pinstriping skills with Ron Myers. Okay, he is so gifted.
He is awesome.
And I think I am now ready to take on your 58 Chevy with my artistic interpretation.
No. Back down, woman. We'll see what you can do first with your GTO, then we'll talk.
All right. And we'll talk to you next week and show you why street rodding is more than a hobby.
It's an addiction.
Support for Street Rodding American Style is provided in part by BG Products Incorporated. BG Products Incorporated is dedicated to making vehicles last longer and perform better in the meantime. In shops all over the world, BG Products serves the driving public with innovative products and proven programs of automotive maintenance. More information can be found at bgfindashop.com.